result of his performances in this World Cup, as well as the result we talked about yesterday against Angelico. He beat Matt Seidel and Keith Lee in the American qualifiers. And again, hard to believe, but if either of these men want to go further, want to go and win this World Cup, they are still only halfway through.
Yeah.
3 down, 3 to go.
Incredible, but what a huge night it's going to be here, free on YouTube. We are going to establish the final 4 in the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Let us know who you think is going to go through from all 4 of tonight's quarter-finals. Join the conversation on social media using the hashtag Pro Wrestling World Cup. Oh, Ricochet, disrespect.
Oh, talk about disrespect.
And that has annoyed Penta significantly. Ricochet trying to take him off his feet with the back elbow. There's the kick to the face from Penta. Ricochet down to one knee. Ricochet will follow Penta, rolls off his back, ducks a clothesline. There's the man from Paducah, Kentucky. Ricochet drop-kicking Penta. And USA taking control. Ricochet over the top. Goodness me.
Ricochet came here in a fighting mood. It looks to me like mentally Ricochet already sees himself in the semi-finals.
Listen to this ovation. Already they're on their feet. Clearly a pro-Ricochet crowd here in Manchester.
A lot of people backing King Ricochet to go all the way, but he better not take Penta lightly.
Well, I'm one of them. I've been saying for the past several weeks, ever since the last 16 bracket was announced, that Ricochet is my pick to go on and win this whole thing. And it's through moves like that that make me say that. Off the knees, bouncing off the turnbuckle, and converting that into that splash down onto Penta. This time using the ropes to add more impact as he boots him in the chest.
Ricochet firmly in charge here in the early going. You can see it. He's feeling it here tonight. And why shouldn't he? This man, as I said at the top of the broadcast, wrestling royalty personified, King Ricochet.
Talked about it yesterday, but it bears repeating. Ricochet, obviously, with tremendous tournament experience, the best of the Super Juniors and the winner of the Battle of Los Angeles, both of those in 2014. Penta, for his part, though, is no slouch when it comes to tournament wrestling either. He was the Rey de Reyes in AAA in 2016.
Well, what's interesting about this one to me, Dave Bradshaw, is Penta did defeat Bad Bones last night, just 24 hours ago, and also Ricochet defeating Angelico, but Ricochet had to wrestle a short time after Penta. Does Penta have the advantage here? He had more time to rest.
That's a good question. We're going to obviously find out as this one goes on. Ricochet
doesn't look like it right now.
Yeah, no shortage of confidence for this man, but he is a showman, is Ricochet, and that'll stop the show for a minute because Penta, El Zero Miedo, unloading with those kicks on Ricochet. At least he was. Ricochet put his head down too early, got kicked in the face. Penta a step ahead here, takes him down, and Ricochet is going to have to regroup.
Well, Penta coming back into this one. Ricochet started off strong, but the masked menace of Penta, he's asking if the crowd can hear it. They're certainly watching it and enjoying it, as are we live on YouTube.
Remarkable quarter-final match, the first of 4. Oh, big chop across the chest from Penta.
I get the feeling even if we had been talking over that one, we still would have heard it loud like a gunshot from Penta. Now Penta starting to feel it, Dave Bradshaw.
Winner of this one, by the way, will face the winner of Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey in the semi-finals in Newcastle on Saturday. Get the semis and the finals live from Newcastle at the weekend on this Saturday night.
Another tasty combination right there that we're going to see later on tonight, Ospreay and Bailey. But right here now, Penta with Ricochet on the outside, just pulling back on the head of the King.
Ripping at his face. These two, oh hang on a second, Ricochet goes into the ring post. I was about to say these two know each other very well. They've shared a ring many times in Lucha Underground.
Both world-travelled athletes, and it's brought them here tonight to Manchester, the quarter-finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
There's the cover, just a 1 count from Penta.
Penta not appreciating the fact that the crowd seem to really be into Ricochet here.
Penta, look at that kick into the back of the thigh.
Ricochet grabbing that thigh in agony. He doesn't want a bad wheel. Not early on here.
Well, Ricochet has shown a lot of resilience on more than one occasion in this tournament, but Penta is unloading here. He went for the left leg and then switched back to the chest. You can see this man from Tijuana is growing in confidence.
Well, it was Ricochet who was firmly in control in the early moments of this match, but Penta has turned the tables.
Maybe going to go for that chop across the chest again. Shot in on the stomach instead. Going to send Ricochet across the ring to the opposite corner. Ricochet gets the elbow up. Almost knocked the teeth out of Penta. He certainly knocked the spit out of his mouth.
He's still on his feet, but would he be if it weren't for those ring ropes? He almost held Penta up.
Ricochet puts his head up, or his feet up I should say, to kick Penta in the head. There's a drop kick from the forward roll by Ricochet. So agile, so fast.
Picture perfect from Ricochet, and he needed a big move like that to roar back into this contest because Penta was starting to take full control. And listen again, Bradshaw, the crowd behind Ricochet.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt who Manchester are supporting here. Not just people from Manchester here, by the way. Fans have come from all around the world just to see the latter stages of this Pro Wrestling World Cup. What a week we have already had, and so much more still to come.
Oh,
the 619 from Ricochet. Ricochet with a leaping elbow.
Huge. Ricochet is now the one back in control. This match has swung back and forth several times.
Seeing that 619 reminded me of Ricochet's match with one of his idols, Rey Mysterio, Stacked on Tuesday night.
What a match that was.
And Ricochet, in the end, unsuccessful in that match, so did incredibly well to bounce back and refocus his attention to beat Angelico last night in Milton Keynes. Penta picks him up, slams him down. It wasn't a powerbomb because in the end, Penta put his knee there and Ricochet had his back collide with the knee of Penta L0M.
I think you're right, and I think it was very close to the top of Ricochet's back, almost the neck. He's holding the lower back as well. He came down hard on that.
A very uncomfortable landing, to say the least, for Ricochet.
Think about that, the knee thrust into the upper back, the lower back striking the canvas. Unbelievable from Penta.
Penta is maybe going to go for the fear factor, that package pile driver that he's used to put so many away here in the Pro Wrestling World Cup and all around the world. Ricochet, though, counters a knee into the face.
Ricochet, oh look at this, Penta, he's almost unconscious at this point.
He might be completely unconscious. That was a hard knee. Penta struggling to stay alive here. Ricochet, that will help his cause a little bit. A big strike from the man from Mexico. Ricochet follows him. There's a cutter, and Ricochet with the running shooting star. The cover, left leg hook. Ricochet to go to the semi-finals, and Penta says not yet.
Ricochet believed that he had just stamped his ticket into those semi-finals, but Penta managing somehow to just kick out of that. I don't know how.
These fans chanting "Fight forever." They could watch these guys go for as long as they want to. But I promise you, by the way, that actually the opposite is kind of true for these two. Both Ricochet and Penta want to finish this quarter-final as quickly as possible. They're only going to have 48 hours to recover, whichever one of them wins this, before that semi-final and final, both of which are on the same night.
And think about what's happened previously here in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. 24 hours ago, both these men were in tough physical matches too.
Ricochet maybe looking for Uranagi. Penta fighting out, or trying to. Ricochet with those knees into the midsection. Big chop across the chest from the King. And Ricochet will send Penta into the corner. There's a backcracker. Oh, and what a backcracker. Send Ricochet ricocheting, if you excuse the pun there, high into the air.
And think about this, Bradshaw. Again, Penta targeting the back of King Ricochet.
Penta feels that momentum is with him. He's going to try and end it. Tries for the fear factor again. Ricochet's gone down to one knee. That is smart, because that is going to make it much harder to lift him up for that package pile driver.
Just blocks the momentum, but
in the end, he got out over the top. And Ricochet takes a kick to the face. Ricochet, discus, elbow. Oh, there's a kick from Ricochet. He will take a run up, but he runs into the boot of Penta El Zero Miedo. Ricochet, though, an uppercut into kind of a slap. Anything, desperation to stop Penta from launching with that Lanza, the double foot stomp. So dangerous from that top rope is Penta.
He's struggling to stay up there right now. Ricochet looking to take full advantage.
Ricochet, the slap across the face of Penta, gonna try and take a giant leap towards the semi-finals if he can hit whatever this is supposed to be, a superplex perhaps. Ricochet balancing on the ropes. Look at that balance.
Incredible.
And Ricochet with the Rana. Almost took Penta out of his mask. Ricochet, springboard, 450. The leg hook to go to the semi-finals. No! Woo-hoo-hoo.
Everyone believed that was over. Ricochet did too. Referee says no, no, no. Penta kicked out at 2.
There were people out of their seats there. I was one of them.
Bringing the crowd to life here in Manchester, live across the world. You have to believe there will be fans in Mexico and the United States wishing that they could be here. What an evening.
Well, we have Americans here, we have Mexicans here, all 5 of the countries who are in these finals represented by our fans. It's been great to meet so many of them from around the world.
There's people that have been here all week, Bradshaw, anticipating some of these great matches.
Many of them, by the way, have tickets for the finals in Newcastle.
It's a festival of pro wrestling.
And either our Mexican fans or our American fans are going to find they don't have a representative by Saturday night, because one of these two is going out. And with them, the hopes of a country.
Back on the top rope, can you believe this?
Ricochet has Penta up again. This looks like no good news whatsoever for Penta. And Penta held on. Ricochet trying to take him out. There's a Mexican destroyer. And wow, Ricochet.
Oh, he's
flying. He's gone absolutely flying here.
He almost fell right out the ring.
Ricochet landed on the apron. And he catches Penta with one of his own. My word.
Twists and turns. That is what the Pro Wrestling World Cup is all about. Especially when we get to this stage, the quarterfinals. Ricochet and Penta trying to one-up one another.
Ricochet and Penta, both men down. Referee up to a count of 4. Both men rolling towards the same edge of the ring.
Rolling out the ring almost. Onto the ring apron.
Yep, they are.
I think they were trying to escape one another there, Bradshaw.
If you get to the apron, of course, that stops the count. The count only continues while you're inside the ring. Now they're on the apron, and both men standing, both men staring a hole through each other. Ricochet the first to strike. Penta quickly retaliates.
Back and forth they go once again.
Exhaustion starting to set in for both of these two men. Remember, it's only 24 hours since they both competed. Ricochet going to try and pick up Penta. This time it's Penta who goes down to one knee.
Penta's got an arm draped inside those ropes.
That's well spotted. Yeah, use the ropes to hold on as well. This time Ricochet trying to hold on. Instead he's ended up in real danger here. The fear factor, maybe. The fear factor! He got it on the apron! reaction.
Oh, that has to be a broken neck. It has to be.
Ricochet out cold. If that was inside the ring, this would 100% be over right now.
No doubt about it, but hey, it could well be over if Penta... Oh, he's rolling Ricochet back in the ring. If I was Penta, I would have taken the count out there.
I think he can get there quicker by going for the pin. He may be right, and Ricochet gets that left arm up at the last second.
How does he find a way, King Ricochet, to kick out of moves like that one?
For the pump handle, gets him down. Ricochet in trouble again, and Ricochet again able to kick out. The Pentagon driver. Not enough to put Ricochet away.
Penta looking to take advantage, strike while the iron's very much hot.
The surfboard, the Mexican surfboard on Ricochet. You see how he's pulling the chin back as well for extra taut. Now the shoulders go down, and both men have the shoulders down.
Oh, wait a minute now.
Hang on a second. Well, Penta thinks he's won it, but has Ricochet won?